bullets, 19 protests, activist Alyssa's final stand. Priority must be given to average Tobagonians ahead of budget. And the second Labor Day under SOE, IACHR concerned. Good evening, I am Renessa Ortiz and you're locked into Tobago Updates Television News for Thursday, 18th June 2026. Now to our top story. The countdown is on for the final installment of a highly controversial protest campaign. Activist Alyssa Phillip is ready to bring the curtain down on her highly publicized 19 Bullets, 19 Protests campaign on June 19th. The movement, which erupted after the January 20th police-involved shooting death of Joshua Samaru and the subsequent wounding of Kaya Seeley, has sparked a profound regional debate on state accountability and the right to public dissent. Today, Phillip sat down with Tobago Updates ahead of what she calls her final march. Here's the story from reporter Joel Green-George.
What started as a localized outcry over a controversial shooting in St. Augustine has evolved into a national conversation on civil liberties. For nearly 5 months, activist Alyssa Phillip has led a highly visible crusade against what she views as a compromised system. The motivation behind this endurance test remains rooted in personal history and a viral piece of security camera footage.
Regardless of if Kaya was my friend or not, had I not seen the video, I wouldn't have been able to stand firm to tell others, well, look at the video, this is what happened.
That firm stance has met severe resistance. Following a demonstration near the office of the Director of Public Prosecutions on May 27th, Phillip and her mother were arrested under emergency powers regulations. They face a potential $100,000 fine and 5 years in prison. Yet, Phillip alleges that the pushback extends far beyond formal legal boundaries, citing a recent armed encounter involving her brother.
And the officer was telling him, well, put away your phone unless you want your sister to have to protest for you too. So, as I said, I have to address the situation because that's a serious threat.
The friction has also triggered sharp political commentary from the highest levels of government. Prime Minister Kamla Persad-Bissessar recently criticized the demonstrations, characterizing certain aspects of the protest actions as sick and evil. In response to the Prime Minister's remarks, Phillip publicly stated that she holds no hatred toward the head of government. However, she reinforces her stance that citizens must remain willing to peacefully stand up to achieve systemic change and a safer society. While police records indicate over 42 witnesses have been compiled against Seeley, who faces manslaughter and firearm charges, Phillip remains unshakable about tomorrow's 19th and final demonstration in Faizabad, strategically aligning her cause with traditional labor rights.
That although police brutality and holding police accountable is different from labor rights, I think it's the same principle in standing up for the right thing and standing against the wrong thing.
As the 19 Bullets campaign concludes on Labor Day holiday, embraced by trade unionist and politician David Abdullah, the broader issue of youth-led activism and its future in Trinidad and Tobago remains hanging in the balance. Joel Green-George, Tobago Updates Television News.
Ahead of Monday's highly anticipated Tobago House of Assembly budget presentation, PNM Tobago Council political leader Shamfa Kojo-Lewis is calling on the Assembly to prioritize the immediate needs of everyday Tobagonians. Speaking on the upcoming fiscal plans, Kojo-Lewis urged the THA administration to look beyond broad macroeconomics targets and focus on direct community-level relief. Specifically, she highlighted the struggles of young entrepreneurs who are facing roadblocks while trying to establish businesses and access promised financial assistance.
I'll speak after the budget, but in the meantime, I just want the Tobago House of Assembly to listen to the cries of the average Tobagonian. You have young people in their communities who have set up their business and are seeking help from the Tobago House of Assembly: business grants, technical support.
Beyond the institutional support for small businesses, the Tobago West MP noted that the PNM Tobago Council is keeping a close eye on Monday's proceedings.
But we look forward to the budget presentation on Monday, looking at what the Tobago House of Assembly would propose or what they plan for the people of Tobago. So I look forward to locking in and following the debate. And of course, there'll be a response from the People's National Movement Tobago Council.
The national community will be monitoring the presentation closely on Monday to see how the Assembly addresses these urgent socio-economic gaps. The THA budget debate is scheduled to kick off immediately following Monday's formal presentation. Trinidad and Tobago will observe its 53rd Labor Day tomorrow, but under a strict state of emergency. This is the second consecutive year workers mark the national holiday under emergency rule and powers, and the Inter-American Commission on Human Rights notes with concern the continued use of states of emergency. Reporter Joel Green-George has these details.
Regional body, the Inter-American Commission on Human Rights, issued a June 16th official statement that opened with the words, quote, "notes with concern the continued use of states of emergency by several Caribbean states throughout the region as part of security policies aimed at addressing rising levels of violence and insecurity." The IACHR reiterates that while states have the duty to guarantee citizen security and combat organized crime, any emergency measures adopted must comply with international human rights standards, including the principles of legality, necessity, proportionality, and temporality. End quote. They also stated that Trinidad and Tobago has spent a cumulative total of 301 days under a state of emergency between December 2024 and January 31st, 2026. The current SOE after its June 10th extension will expire in September. The Commission warns that repeated reliance on emergency powers risk normalizing extraordinary measures and undermining human rights. Under Resolution 1/2026, the Commission states security responses must respect the rule of law and protect due process. The SOE places significant limits on these historic celebrations. Under Legal Notice Number 40 of 2026, the Emergency Powers Prohibition of Public Protest and Demonstration Order, protesters cannot gather within 500 meters of 15 key installations. They include major state offices, police stations, and critical transport hubs.
These places are the Parliament of the Republic of Trinidad and Tobago, the Office of the President of Trinidad and Tobago, the Office of the Prime Minister, the Diplomatic Center, the Office of the Attorney General, the Ministry of Finance, the Ministry of Defense, the Ministry of Homeland Security, the headquarters of the Trinidad and Tobago Police Service, the headquarters of the Trinidad and Tobago Prison Service, the headquarters of the Trinidad and Tobago Defense Force, the Office of the Director of Public Prosecutions, the Piarco International Airport, the A&R Robinson International Airport, the Port Authority of Trinidad and Tobago.
SOE restrictions contrast sharply with the historic milestones celebrated this year. Tomorrow marks the 89th anniversary of the 1937 Faizabad labor riots headed by Uriah Buzz Butler. 25 years after that uprising, the nation achieved independence in 1962, celebrating its 64th anniversary this year. 11 years later, in 1973, Labor Day became an official public holiday, marking its 53rd anniversary. Just 3 years after that, in 1976, the nation became a republic, reaching its golden 50th anniversary this year. Despite these heavy security regulations, trade union and activists still plan to hold solidarity marches tomorrow. Jewel Green-George, Tobago Updates Television News.
Up next, PNM Tobago leader Shamfaka Joe Lewis lashes airport delays.
On Saturday, June the 27th, at 5 p.m., Divine Breakthrough Empowerment Ministries, located at Grafton Main Road, Black Rock, presents prophetic praise and worship theme, Manifest. 5 churches, 5 worship teams. As we come together in praise and worship, come expecting a time of refreshing. Come expecting your healing, your deliverance, your miracle, your salvation. As God manifests Himself. See you there.
Sofa Factory is here in Tobago. Conveniently located Montessori Drive, Glen Road, Scarborough. Up to 20% off on select sofas for customization. Deals on some sofas from as low as $4,000 until stocks last. 10% off on all wardrobes. Half off on shower heads with the purchase of a vanity set. Come in and experience the new way to shop for furniture and see the quality in person.
Step out of my dreams to my real life. This girl, I wanna know you feel like, yeah. Come closer to me, let the stars align, yeah. In the middle of the night, you bring the sunshine. Miss Lady, she have a pot on the fire, burn a flame when she cooking.
Sun Up Tobago presents Solara. Celebrating the 9th edition of your favorite party in the East, where style and good vibes meet. Get ready for the food-inclusive cool experience you love. This July 4th, we return to the East, bringing you the perfect blend of mouth-watering food flavors, premium vibes, and unforgettable energy.
One thing more than feel understood. When girl, good girl.
Grab your cooler, hold your crew, and escape to Tobago's ultimate vibe. Join us at 4 p.m. at the Deltec compound in Argyle. Get your tickets now at Waterhole Bar and Pablo Supermarket Argyle. Barcode Scarborough, Eco Spots, Dudley Park, Lee Jones Bar on the Esplanade, and Jane Monkey Crown Point, or online at idetickets.com. Sun Up Tobago, Solara, 9 years strong. Your favorite party in the East is calling. Saturday, 4th of July, Deltec compound Argyle.
Thank you for staying with us. With the newly certified terminal building at the A&R Robinson International Airport officially handed over to authorities, political tensions on the island are soaring. PNM Tobago Council political leader Shamfuka Joe Lewis is taking the current administration to task over a 1-year operational delay. Here are the details.
Though the Ministry of Works and Infrastructure has officially handed over the fully certified new terminal building at the A&R Robinson International Airport, the political atmosphere surrounding the facility is anything but smooth. PNM Tobago Council political leader Shamfuka Joe Lewis notes that the massive $1.2 billion injection was designed to spark immediate economic transformation, but only if accompanied by major room stock additions.
We made the investment of $1.2 billion towards improving tourism in Tobago, and we hope that the airport would be a game changer for the Tobago economy. Of course, the airport was not supposed to be delivered alone. We were looking at having a Sandals in Tobago and doing the Marriott project at Rocky Point. Here we are, the Marriott project, I believe, is moving along slowly, much slower than expected, especially considering that the plan for a hotel at Rocky Point had been a part of the PNM agenda since 1976.
Kojo Lewis strongly rejects recent narratives from the Tobago People's Party, TPP, and the United National Congress, UNC, regarding why the facility remained closed for over a year following structural completion. She maintains that the operational steps, including worker training and the crucial underground fuel pipeline connection, were well established, making recent political outcries completely disingenuous.
We spoke about the another phase to be done, which would include the furnishing, the training of the workers at the airport, and the connection of the pipeline, of course. a whole year after the UNC pretends to be and the TPP pretends to be surprised that they don't know the pipeline wasn't connected. Oh wow, that is bunk.
The pushback comes at an incredibly difficult period for the local hospitality sector. Despite the legal green light for structural readiness of the terminal, hoteliers are reporting historic lows, with Tobago accounting for a minuscule fraction of national stopover arrivals.
The airport is not ready for opening, or tourism is still languishing. We are experiencing a very low tourism season, an all-time low as it relates to stopovers in Tobago. As it relates to all the stopover visitors in Trinidad and Tobago, Tobago is accounting for roughly 3%. The hoteliers are crying out. So the sooner this airport comes on board, running and having flights.
As stakeholders anxiously await the official operationalization date to be announced, the empty multi-million-dollar facility remains a stark symbol of the ongoing battle between infrastructural potential and structural stagnation. Reporting for Tobago Updates Television News, I am AMPLIA Balgobin.
Tobago's marine ecosystem is receiving a major ecological boost. The Institute of Marine Affairs reports that 11-month-old grooved brain corals are thriving in Charlottesville nurseries. These young colonies were bred last year to help restore damaged local reefs. It may sound like a sci-fi project, but this is a critical frontier in marine conservation, known as larval propagation. It's being used to save coral reefs from extinction caused by climate change. Traditionally, restoration relies on fragmentation, which involves cutting and planting identical coral clones. However, clones lack the genetic diversity needed to survive rising ocean temperatures. By mixing reproductive cells, the Institute of Marine Affairs creates entirely unique coral individuals. The breakthrough expanded recently at Mount Irving Reef during a massive natural spawning event. Scientists harvested reproductive cells from 16 colonies to rear thousands of swimming larvae. These larvae will settle onto specialized tiles before teams place them onto the natural reef. Experts hope this selective breeding strategy will build long-term climate resilience in Tobago's waters. Shifting culture and cultivating a mindset of independence. That is the driving force behind Goodwood High School's Innovative Enterprise Festival. The event, designed similarly to a traditional career day, took a deliberate detour from standard employment paths to put the spotlight solely on local business owners and entrepreneurship. Our reporter Alia Balgobin has the details.
For many young people, the standard response to what do you want to be when you grow up often aligns with traditional secure professions or simply finding a steady job. But at Goodwood High School, educators are working actively to shatter the ceiling of settling for a paycheck from the state. The Enterprise Festival brought the island's business community directly to the schoolyard, showing students that being their own boss is a tangible, highly lucrative reality. Darian Phillips, a teacher at the Goodwood High School, explains that the festival is an urgent intervention to expose youth to self-reliance.
Well, it's set up so that we can expose the children to businesses and to the fact that you can have a legitimate and lucrative business and not depend on the government alone.
Phillips points out a concerning cultural trend observed among the student population, where aspirations often stall at just, quote, wanting a walk, unquote, rather than aiming to build a legacy. By bringing real-world business models right to their doorsteps, the school hopes to inspire students to raise the bar and aim higher.
Because what I've noticed, the culture of the school, the children are not very much interested in those careers. When you walk around the school and you ask them what they want to be, you're not going to hear a lawyer, you're not going to hear a doctor, you're not going to hear a teacher. You would hardly hear those things. Miss a walk. And I don't like that. Because if you just want to walk, it means you're settling. But if you see that you can have a business and be your own boss, then I think that you might decide to go a little higher.
As the Enterprise Festival wraps up, the hope is that the seeds of innovation sown today will blossom into Tobago's next generation of independent economic drivers. Reporting for Tobago Updates Television News, I am AMPLIA Balgobin.
The news will continue in a moment, but why wait? You can follow every story, every update all the time. Join the conversation and find us on Facebook, Instagram, and YouTube at Tobago Updates. Don't miss a beat. We'll be right back.
And I have never, ever tried anything from the dirt oven. Let's go to the backyard dirt oven on a Thursday. And talk about authentic. On entry, I felt at home. I felt like I was going to visit my loving grandmother on a weekend. The kind of weekend where she showers you with love, stories, and food. This place is a home away from home. And just like I would do at home, I pop the question, what you had to eat day? And boom, coconut drops. Boom, bread. Boom, garlic bread, boom, hops, boom, coconut tart, boom, jam tart, and boom, something they call nuts. And just like that, Mistress Baker was ready to pop them in the oven. And don't worry, she had some help. And while we was waiting, I said, let me hear from Mistress Baker herself.
Well, we've been operating for a couple of years now. We started, this was a COVID project. We operate strictly on Tuesdays only. You don't keep stock, we only sell on Tuesdays.
Such a sweet lady. Hey, Olia, it's ready. When last you see a nice golden brown bread, sir? Backyard bakery for the win. Olia, a GT. I finally get me the oven bread with a little extra goodies on the side. You might be asking, where they're located? They are located on Bukuru, right on Nightingale Avenue, right before Racetrack Wheels if you're coming from town. Just look for the green hedge. You can't miss it. Pause. Check out the menu they one time. Honestly, guys, this is an experience I will never forget. It's a home away from home, a place filled with love, life, and most importantly, good bread.
Okay. 335, 336, 337, 338, 339.
Counting on your fingers again. No wonder you lose your business.
Grandpa, thanks for helping me start over.
You not lucky in business, you know. As a child, you tried to sell hog plum. That failed. As a teenager, you and your boyfriend tried to break into the jewelry business. But hey, where that boy end up?
He live in Aruka, in the Grove. The golden one.
Oh, child, if you want to get into business, you have to have your financial records intact. But hey, do you know your numbers?
Of course, 624. 333.
No, child, your numbers, your ratios, your equity ratios. You have a financial handicap.
What?
You need to see somebody about that. Anderson.
Who?
Anderson in Trinidad and Tobago, they offer tax and accounting services. They know about financial management.
Grandpa, I started this business with nothing.
And nothing is what you will end up with unless you call Anderson Services. Here.
Okay, this card is nice.
Yeah.
What's this?
Your rental fee. Have business will pay rent. Hot and groovy in the sugar party.
Welcome back. A rising local talent is looking to heal hearts and clear minds for the upcoming festive season. Tobago artist James Thomas is channeling his deep musical roots into a brand new release aimed at helping listeners escape everyday hardships. Our reporter AMPLIA Balgobin has more about this tune.
Aaron, are you looking stressed out? So what happened to you?
For breakaway artist Jaheim Thomas, music isn't just a career choice. It is a lifelong inheritance. Growing up in a household filled with vocalists and multi-instrumentalists, his pathway was practically set before he ever stepped foot on a stage. But it was the raw sensory explosion of the road that permanently sealed his destiny.
a very tender age, I always had a passion for music. I mean, I was born into a musical family. Grandmother used to play guitar, uncles played instruments, singers, and I basically grew up around it, right? And I remember that first time I went on the road to play carnival and immediately fell in love with the colors, the music, the soca, the pulsar, the bass, the rhythm, everything in one, and I just immediately fell in love with it. And I believe that I was here for this.
Now, Thomas is turning that lifelong passion into a musical remedy for the public. His latest release, a track titled Stress Free, is hitting the airways just as anticipation builds for the Tobago Carnival. Far from just another party anthem, Thomas says the song was born out of genuine desire to offer listeners a temporary sanctuary from the anxieties, workplace struggles, and obstacles of daily life.
So that song is called Stress Free. It was written because, I mean, it's something that goes in everyday life. You know, many people go through problems in their workplace,
labor, or some kind of obstacle in their life. And I wrote that song to change your life, you know, so you can listen to it, and no matter what obstacle comes your way, you can listen to verse Stress Free, and you easy, quick, fast, your mind get clear up easy.
With a heavy bass line, infectious rhythms, and a message tailored for the times, Verse is aiming to leave the incredible mark on the cultural landscape, one stress-free listener at a time. Reporting for Tobago Updates Television News, I am AMPLIA.
Say right now I'm stress free. Nothing can bother me. No, nothing can bother me.
Tonight, political battle lines are being completely erased across Tobago as the island unites in wishing a key executive member a swift recovery. Assembly member Ian Pollard, the Secretary for Community Development, Youth Development and Sport, remains warded at the St. Clair Medical Center in Trinidad. According to an official statement released today by the Office of the Chief Secretary, Pollard has been receiving specialized care at the medical facility for the past week. Chief Secretary Fali Augustine has extended his heartfelt prayers for a full and rapid recovery, assuring the public that the division's essential services will continue seamlessly under the leadership of Assistant Secretary Councillor Akel Franklin. In a touching display of cross-aisle solidarity, the People's National Movement Tobago Council took to social media to send their own words of strength to the Secretary. The Opposition Council noted that in moments like these, partisan politics must take a back seat to humanity and well-being. Both the Assembly and Pollard's colleagues are urging the public to grant the family absolute privacy as he focuses on his health. Local micro-entrepreneurs are getting a major financial cushion. The Tobago House of Assembly has stepped in to help small vendors secure a foothold at the new A&R Robinson International Airport Terminal. With the $10 million airport expansion project now complete and handed over to THA last Sunday, concerns rose that grassroots businesses were being left out. Joel Green George has this report.
The gleaming glass and steel of the new A&R Robinson International Airport Terminal represents a massive modern shift for Tobago. But for local vendors who sell traditional sweets, the fear of being outpriced of this new gateway was very real. To ease those anxieties, the Tobago House of Assembly met with stakeholders and the airport's authority to announce direct financial relief. Chief Secretary Fali Augustine says the THA will fund the storefront setup for micro-enterprises.
And so where the THA comes in is that we have committed some funds to actually help him with the build-out of the booths, of the storefronts, particularly for our micro-enterprises.
Beyond the structural build-out, small business owners received major policy relief. The airport's authority confirmed it is absorbing insurance costs for those spaces. Furthermore, micro vendors will not be subjected to commercial square footage rates. Instead, they will maintain a low, predictable flat rate.
But for micro enterprises, there's just a fixed rental. It has been $50 for the longest while, plus VAT. And that's just a fixed, and that fixed rate for micro businesses will continue.
For Tobago's cottage industries, the news brings immense relief. Many worried that the island's rapid infrastructure development was leaving them behind. Entrepreneur Pearl Jofield says the policy changes offer the clarity small business owners needed.
I think it was good. It was very, very informative to us. So they answered a lot of the questions that we have and a lot of the concerns that we have. They are showing us the spaces. They also made a lot of concessions. Absorbing the insurance, I am really happy about that.
Tourism statistics show that air arrivals are critical for local commerce, with the island targeting increased international traffic. This intervention ensures that as arrival numbers grow, grassroots Tobagonians profit directly. Chief Secretary Farley Augustine emphasizes that while the physical design of the terminal cannot change, the economic inclusion within it must be guaranteed.
We are here now, and we say we're making it work. We have to make it work. I can't break it down and build it over. I can't change the roof. I can't take out the glass. I can't make the space bigger than it is. I can't make it smaller. This is what we have. This is what we have. So we have to make it work.
With the new terminal complete, Tobago's smallest businesses now have an assured stake in the island's premier gateway. Jewel Green George, Tobago Updates Television News.
Another report when we return.
Coming up, hot plates, cold drinks, and chilled vibes were the order of the month in Antigua and Barbuda. Top chefs, tasty menus, influencers, and foodies. The boxes were ticked, kitchens buzzing, and grills fired up. It's the one and only Antigua and Barbuda Culinary Month with Caribbean Passport TV on this station.
Stay tuned for what's coming next.
On Saturday, June the 27th, at 5 p.m., Divine Breakthrough Empowerment Ministries, located at Grafton Main Road, Black Rock, presents prophetic praise and worship theme Manifest. 5 churches, 5 worship teams. As we come together in praise and worship, come expecting a time of refreshing. Come expecting your healing, your deliverance, your miracle, your salvation. As God manifests Himself. See you there.
Sofa Factory is here in Tobago. Conveniently located Montessori Drive, Glen Road, Scarborough. Up to 20% off on select sofas for customization. Deals on some sofas from as low as $4,000 until stocks last. 10% off on all wardrobes. Half off on shower heads with the purchase of a vanity set. Come in and experience the new way to shop for furniture and see the quality in person.
Step out of my dreams to my real life. This girl, I wanna know you feel like, yeah. Come closer to me, let the stars align, yeah. In the middle of the night, you bring the sunshine. Miss Lady, she have a pot on the fire, burn a flame when she cooking. From the reef to the road. From the reef to the road. From the reef to the road. Tobago calling. Sweet vibes, sweet wine, everybody falling. We bring the culture straight to you. Tobago updates, we keeping it true. Oh gosh. Tobago updates. On the screen, there we go. You're home for October, can't even show. From the big station to the rabbit hole line, we bring Tobago to the world in real time. Tobago updates. Tobago updates. Carnival 2026. We said the pace. Wave your flag. Anywhere you're there. Anywhere. Island love, trimming all around you. Yeah. Big thing lock on to the rhythm start. Tobago updates. Caribbean art. Caribbean art.
Welcome back. And now for a look at the weather update from the TNT Met Office. Tonight, conditions are expected to be partly cloudy to cloudy at times with a few light to moderate showers and a low chance of a heavy shower or thunderstorm. Minimum temperatures tonight will drop to 26 degrees Celsius at Piaco and 26 degrees Celsius at Crown Point. Tomorrow, partly cloudy periods with a few showers will interrupt sunny conditions. There is a medium 40% chance of an isolated heavy shower or afternoon thunderstorm, favoring western and hilly areas of Trinidad. The night will be mostly fair but hazy. Street flooding and gusty winds are likely in the event of heavy showers or thunderstorms. A mild to moderate concentration of Saharan dust remains in the atmosphere. The heat index is forecast to register at 37 degrees Celsius at Piaco and 36 degrees Celsius at Crown Point. Seas are moderate with waves reaching 1.5 to 2 meters in open waters. In sheltered areas, waves are near 1 meter and occasionally choppy. For those watching the tides, Port of Spain high tides are at 10:24 a.m. and 11 p.m. and low tides at 4:05 a.m. and 4:36 p.m. In Scarborough, high tides are at 10:04 a.m. and 10:45 p.m. with the low tides at 3:45 a.m. and 4:27 p.m. Sunrise is at 5:45 and sunset at 6:30. And that's all the time we have for tonight's Tobago Updates news. Have a great night and let's recap the headlines. 19 bullets, 19 protest activist Alyssa's final stand. Priority must be given to average Tobagonians ahead of budget. And second Labor Day under SOE, IACHR concern.